Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at coordinate geometry. So this is part of the Maths AS syllabuses for Edexcel, OCR, AQA, whatever you want to go on. We'll just have a little look at the things involved in that. So the first thing is the midpoint of a line. This is quite an important key thing that you need to know. And if we take a normal straight line with two coordinates, x1, y1, x2, y2, as seen here, and then you draw a line connecting the two x points of the line, and you can see that the midpoint here will lie at just halfway along this line, like that. So we know the midpoint of the x coordinate is x1 plus x2 over 2, so halfway between these 2 points. And you can do the exact same thing for the y line, and you just get y1 plus y2 over 2. This means the total equation for finding the midpoint of the line is just taking the coordinates of both points, adding them together and dividing it by 2. The length of a line, you do a similar thing. You take it like this, x1, y1, x2, y2, and you see it's a triangle. That means if you have the length of each side, then you can use Pythagoras' theorem to find the length of the line. So this one's x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and yep, Pythagoras. And that means the distance or the length of the line is just equal to this part squared plus this part squared, and then all square rooted. Now the gradient of a line, again we'll take the same little line, x1, y1, x2, y2, and if you know from differentiation that you've probably done by now, the gradient found by differentiation is dy by dx, and that literally means the difference in y divided by the difference in x. So the difference in y would be one of the y points minus the other y point, difference in x would be one of the x points minus the other x point. So you look at it like this, do difference in x here, difference in y here, and then you do the difference in the y divided by the difference in x, and that's comparable with dy by dx. And the equation of a line, this is probably the more complicated equation that you need to know. It's not too difficult. This time we'll take this line, and instead of having x2 and y2, we'll just call it x and y. So we know from the previous section the gradient, which is denoted by m, y equals mx plus c, so the difference in y divided by the difference in x, which means you can have it changing the y2 and the x1 for just y and x, because they're the same comparable point, they're on the same line as this one. We put them in brackets, and then you just multiply out by both sides, and then you've got x minus x1 m equals y minus y1. And that means you have y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, which is what you need to find the equation of any line. So if you're given the gradient of the line and a point on it, then you can just use this equation to find out what the whole gradient of the line is. And then this is just another form of y equals mx plus c. So that's everything quickly for coordinate geometry. There's other videos on my channel if you want to look at them if there's something you don't get. If you don't get anything with this video, then just put something in the comments or ask me directly. And if you've got anything that you want to ask that isn't covered in any of the videos, then just comment or send me a message and I'll try and finish it for you.